In our session for this day, we're going to have our MST board problem number 10. Again, we will try to solve another problem. In this given particular problem, we are actually about to calculate for the value of x in this given expression below, wherein we can read it as 2 raised to the square root of 27 multiplied by 8 raised to the square root of 75 as our denominator, to be divided by the denominator 4 raised to the square root of 48. And the entire expression, as we can see, is actually raised to a power of square root of x all over 5. And the entire left-hand side of our equation is equated by the numeral 64. And with the given choices that we have letter A, 2, B, 4, C, 3, D, 5. Now, how are we going to calculate this given problem? Actually, this is an example of Math Olympiad question. Actually, it is not that too difficult, but it is very tasky. What if this is the question given to us during the licensure examination in civil engineering? How do we solve the problem? First and foremost, as the start of our solution process, let me rewrite first the given. And as we can see, in our given, the number 8 and 64 were marked with the color of yellow because we're going to do something first with these two numbers. And let us have our next step now. If you will try to observe now our resulting equation, as we can see, the only difference is that 8 was changed to an exponential form. 8 becomes 2 raised to the third power, while 64 became 2 raised to the sixth power. Now, if we will try to observe now our equation, the only difference is that the exponent 3 was moved outside the parenthesis symbol. Still, the value is the same. We have only applied here the laws of positive integer exponents, specifically the power of power. If we will try to observe now our given equation, it was very obvious, and we can see that all the terms are having a base of 2. Since the bases are equal, then we can do this thing. By using the product of power and quotient of power application in this given example, we can then now have this resulting equation as 2 raised to the square root of 27 plus 3 square root of 75 minus 2 square root of 48. And this entire expression was enclosed parenthesis and raised by a power of square root of x all over 5. And it is also equal to 2 raised to the sixth power. In this portion of our calculation, what we have applied is actually the application of the power of power under the laws of positive integer exponent. As we can see, the exponent previously square root of x all over 5 was now multiplied by the square root of 27 plus 3 times square root of 75 minus 2 times square root of 48. Coming up next, based from our observation, both left-hand side and the right hand side of our given equation are having same basis, which is the number 2, we can then now equate their corresponding exponents. And now, allow me to read their corresponding exponents that we have equated. We have it as square root of x all over 5 to be multiplied by the square root of 27 plus 3 square root of 75 minus 2 square root of 48, and to be equated by the number 6. And then we have to cross multiply the denominator 5 of the left hand side of the equation to the right hand side of the equation, which is 6. And now this is our resulting equation. Square root of x to be multiplied by the square root of 27 plus 3, square root of 75 minus 2, square root of 48 equals to 6 times 5. In our next step, we have to do something with the square root of 27, square root of 75, and square root of 48. And we can only do here by applying the laws on radicals. And that particular law is to apply the removal of perfect powers. And then, at the right-hand side of the equation, we have to simplify 6 times 5. It is actually equal to 30. And now, we have our resulting equation as square root of x multiplied by square root of 9 times square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 25 times square root of 3 minus 2 square root of 16 times square root of 3 equals 30. If we will try to extract the square root of 9, I think we have 3. And the square root of 25, we have it as 5. The square root of 16 is equal to 4. And now, our resulting equation is equal to square root of x times 3 square root of 3 plus 3 times 5 square root of 3 minus 2 times 4 times square root of 3 equals 30. And then again, we have to simplify this given equation. Simplifying our previous equation, we have now square root of x times 3 square root of 3 plus 15 times square root of 3 minus 8 times square root of 3 equals 30. Simplifying again the previous equation, we now obtain the result of square root of x times 10 square root of 3 equals 30. Now, in order to calculate for the value of x, first step, we have to divide both sides by 10 square root of 3. Now, if we will try to observe our equation now, as we can see at the left-hand side, containing both numerator and denominator, the term or expression 10 square root of 3, we can cancel 10 square root of 3 at the numerator and denominator of our left-hand side of the equation. And at the right-hand side of the equation, 30 over 10 is actually equal to 3. Now let's simplify our equation. We are getting closer now to our final answer. We have obtained a result of square root of x equal to 3 over square root of 3. Now, what do we do with this situation? I guess we have to square both sides of the given equation now. Now, let us square both sides of our equation. At the left-hand side is square root of x if we're going to square it. Since square root of x is having an index of the root 2 and the power is also 2, we can then decide to remove the radical symbol. So what will happen next? Square root of x raised to the second power will become only x. While 3 over square root of 3, we're going to square it. 3 will become 9, while the denominator square root of 3 will just become 3 because the index of the root of square root of 3 and the power of 2 were just the same. Second to the last step, we have now the value of our x, which is unknown, which is equal to 9 over 3. Finally, we now know the value of x, and that is equal to 3. Definitely, our answer to our given problem is letter C, which is the number 3. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.